If we take a look at the front side, we can see the dial here and the tune button, and that works actually quite well. So mechanic for this part is okay. And what's interesting, it's receiving medium and long waves, and you're switching band simply by pulling or pressing the tune button, and here you can turn it on. You need to turn it really hard, but that is probably why it's still working. As you can see, it does not have original button here. Someone wrote on it on Russian, Настройка antenna. I think it was for antenna tuning on some other radio or whatever. Anyway, it's also missing original Philips logo here, and I found them missing on a lot of radios like this, so it's very rare to have this button. Probably it was not firmly attached to this radio, and not sure for this button at the moment. Probably fine-tuning for the coils inside. We'll see. I cannot guarantee for that at the moment, and it's not quite obvious from the schematic. Mentioning the schematic, here it is, and you can see its simplicity. There is an input part. This is where our signal comes in from the antenna. There is a tuning circuit in the input, and it's very simple to switch bands. This switch here is simply going to bypass this coil, and you are moving into higher frequencies because you're removing this coil from total inductance. This is when you pull or press that button that I just showed you, and here is first tube, which is amplifying radio station that you have tuned on. Then it's going to the second oscillating coil, where you literally basically amplify the frequency you have chosen. So this coil here, this oscillating circuit, needs to be tuned at the exact frequency as the circuit in the input part, and we are amplifying this again. Then you have a gramophone input, which you choose simply by putting a plug inside. So you're disconnecting, for example, radio, you're disconnecting this high frequency part, and you connect gramophone input directly to this triode, which then goes to audio output on this tube here. It gets amplified and goes to the loudspeaker. Pretty basic and quite simple. And this tube is also doing demodulation, I believe. So it looks like anode band demodulation, which we'll talk about later. We'll see when I start repairing this part. Now let's see the back of this radio. I got it as a present from one old Tube Radios fan, and it does not have a cover on the back. This is the plug I just talked about. So you just select, for example, a radio, or you select gramophone input, and then you can plug in the gramophone. This is for the antenna. Based on the antenna and its length, you can choose better reception, for example, on one of these three here. I think that is what it's for. We'll check everything when I pull the chassis out from the cabinet. And here with these switches here, you can check, you can modify input voltage for the transformer. So this radio can work, for example, on 110 volts, 240 volts, etc. So we have to be careful. At this moment, I'm not 100% sure if this is set correctly, so I'll have to double check that before plugging it in. And we're missing original cord and a socket for plugging this radio into the power. So I'll have to modify something here. Probably I'll disconnect these pins from the inside, because when it goes to power network, this will get on high voltage, so we don't want that. Hopefully all tubes are fine. I will pull out all of these tubes, and then I will check if filament is okay. If that is not okay, then we have nothing to discuss about the tube, and we need to find a replacement, which will be pretty hard, as this radio is almost 1 century old. So we will see how we will go with these tubes. And there are 5 tubes, 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5 tubes in total. There's a loudspeaker here, transformer for the loudspeaker, and I think the loudspeaker is with permanent magnet, so that's okay. Here inside are oscillating coils. This is why they are protected with metal shield. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Behind here you can see, it's difficult to point, this is electrolytic capacitor, I think double capacitor. So yeah, that is probably dead long time ago, so we'll need a replacement. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the beginning. Now to take off buttons from the front side, to unscrew the chassis from the bottom side, and to pull it out, taking care about the cord that goes to the loudspeaker. And after pulling out vacuum tubes, I will do some cleaning of the chassis, and then I'll start repairing this radio.